I really hope this is in focus and I'm centered. Hey you guys, so I'm back today with another video, and this video is going to be a story time, and this is going to be a really quick story time, so let's get into it. Okay, so this story time is about the time a girl in my 4th grade class told me I was too skinny. So it was time for recess, everybody was out there, whatever, doing whatever, and then it got to the time to where it was time to go back inside. I remember that I was on the swings, I was swinging. So mind you, back then I'm in 4th grade. I'm above height because I'm a tall girl. So back then in 4th grade I was like taller than everybody basically, and I was skinny. Now I'm still skinny, but back then I was literally the size of a stick. Like I was that skinny. So the girl, she was a little heavy set, just a little heavy set, and so yeah, that's just a comparison of us two. So again, like I said, it was towards the end of recess. I was on the swing swinging, and then the teacher blows the whistle. So when we hear the whistle, you go line up at the door to go back inside. So I get off the swing, and I remember she was like, I was on a swing and she was like 3 swings down from me. I remember, I don't know why, but she was trying to talk junk, and I was just like, do I, like, leave me alone? I don't know. She was saying something to where I was just kind of like, when the whistle blew, I just got off my swing and I just went back up to get in line or whatever and talk to everybody else. So I was in line, and then somehow she ended up behind me. She ended up beside me. She ended up in front of me. She was in my bubble, basically. Like she was in my bubble. And I don't know how, because I left the swing set before her to get in line. So I was thinking she would be in the back of the line, because I was just kind of like, I'm not trying to hear her mouth anymore. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, girl. Like, be quiet. But so I'm in line, and I don't know what, I feel like she was still trying to talk. I don't want to say she was talking junk, but she was just talking in general. So like she was talking, and then it got to a point where, I don't know if I said something to her, I don't know. But it got to a point where she got a little hostile. And then all of a sudden, she's talking. And then she was like, you need to tell your mom to start feeding you. What? I was like, she said it, and I was like, oh. I was like, what? So I'm just sitting there, and I'm thinking all of these thoughts in a matter of like 0.1 seconds before I responded. So I'm just like, so I politely, I'm like,
well, you need to tell your mother to stop feeding you.
girl, pie, like what? Stop, tell my mama to start feeding me. Tell your mama to start feeding you. So I was just like, so I said it. And she just kind of looked at me, and then everybody in line that heard it was like, ah! And I was just sitting there like, what? Like, girl, you asked for that. Like, what? I think she started laughing or something, and I was looking at her like, no, I'm being serious. Like, you want me to eat? I need you to stop eating. So I was looking at her like, this is not a laughing matter, girl. Like, this is for real. And so I think since people were being like kind of loud about the situation, and I feel like a teacher had walked by when we were exchanging words. And so the teacher pulled us aside, and she was like, what's going on? And I was like, well, she told me to tell my mom to start feeding me. So I told her to tell her mom to stop feeding her. And so the teacher was like, the teacher was saying something. And then the teacher basically was like, apologize. And we apologized to one another, and I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm sorry. And she was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Mind you, like, my feelings were not hurt whatsoever. I didn't care. I didn't have no harsh feelings for her. Like, when it was time to go home, I went home. I cannot remember for the life of me if the teacher called her parents or if I just went home and told my mom what happened. But yeah, I was like, yeah, mommy, this is, because I call my mom mommy. And I was like, yeah, this is what happened. She told me to tell you that you need to start feeding me, in my Kevin Hart voice.
My mama told me to tell you.
But no, so she was like, oh, and mind you, my mom is full-blown Nigerian, like straight breed Nigerian, so thick accent and everything. So she's talking in our native language, and she's like, she's like, oh, okay. So she was like, what did you say back? And I said, I told her to tell her mom to start feeding her. And my mom was like, okay, good. And I was like, my mom was all for it. Then the next day, I went to class, because she was in my 4th grade class. I went to school and whatever, and I was totally fine. nothing bothered me or nothing. Like I said, me and this girl, we were never friends. It's not like I did not like her. It's just like we knew of each other. It's just we weren't like that. So her words did not hurt me. My words didn't hurt her. It was just that type of situation. It was fourth graders being fourth graders. But looking back at it, like, I was like, I low-key had sass back in fourth grade. Like, I was a sassy fourth grader, low-key. But yeah, so that's just basically the story time of how a girl told me I need to eat more. I'm still skinny, and I still love it. And my story time, I told you it was going to be quick. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Bye.